There is a moment in the day, a moment most people ignore. The world keeps moving, cars pass, phones vibrate, people laugh, people argue, people rush. But in heaven, everything stops. It is the hour when love was nailed to a cross, the hour when mercy was poured out like blood, the hour when time itself bowed before sacrifice. 3 o'clock, the hour Jesus died. And Saint Teresa saw what happens in the spiritual realm when someone prays at that exact moment. What she saw was not ordinary, not symbolic, not poetic. It was real. She saw heaven respond. She saw souls protected. She saw demons retreat. She saw hearts being changed in ways no human effort could ever accomplish. And today, you are about to understand why this hour is different from every other hour of your life. But before we go deeper, before I show you what happens when you pray at the 3 o'clock hour, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because the messages you find here are not casual content. They are encounters. They are awakenings. They are moments that can transform your soul. So subscribe now and walk with us into the mysteries that heaven still wants to reveal. Breve pausa. Now listen carefully. At 3 o'clock the world sees an ending, but heaven sees a beginning. The cross was not defeat, it was a doorway. And when Jesus gave his last breath, he did not just die for the world, he opened access to mercy, access to grace, access to a river of forgiveness that never dries up. Saint Teresa understood something very few people understand today. At 3 o'clock the wounds of Christ are still speaking, not in history books, not only in churches, but in the spiritual atmosphere of the world. When you pray at that hour, you are not praying alone. You are praying inside the echo of the cross. And heaven listens differently, because that hour carries memory, pain, love, redemption. It is the hour when Jesus said, "It is finished." But what he really meant was, "Now it begins." You see, most prayers are whispered from earth. But prayers at 3 o'clock rise from the cross itself. They pass through his wounds, through his heart, through his sacrifice, and that changes everything. Saint Teresa saw that when a soul stops at 3 o'clock, even for a few minutes, the spiritual world reacts. Angels move, graces are released, chains begin to loosen, not because the person is perfect, but because the hour is powerful. The hour carries his love, and love is the most dangerous weapon against darkness. Many people say, "I don't know how to pray," but at 3 o'clock, you don't need perfect words. You only need a heart that says, "Jesus, and I remember what you did for me." That remembrance opens doors no effort can open. Saint Teresa saw souls who were lost, suddenly touched by grace because someone, somewhere, stopped at 3 o'clock and prayed. She saw people protected from disasters, families restored, hearts softened, not because they deserved it, but because mercy flows strongest at that hour. The world doesn't stop at 3, but heaven does, and when you choose to pray at that moment, you step into a sacred interruption. You interrupt routine with reverence, noise with silence, distraction with devotion. And God responds because he never ignores a soul that remembers the cross. In the next part, I will guide you into what happens inside the soul when you pray at the 3 o'clock hour. And then, now, wherever you are, if you can, close your eyes. Let the noise of the world fade. Let your breathing slow down. Because right now, you are not just listening. You are entering the hour of mercy. Jesus. At 3 o'clock, when your body was breaking, when your breath was leaving you, when the sky grew dark and the earth trembled, you were thinking of us. Not only of the saints, not only of the strong, not only of the faithful, but of the broken, the confused, the wounded, the tired, the ones who feel far from you. Jesus, I come before you now, not with perfect words, not with a perfect heart, but with a sincere one. I place myself at the foot of your cross. I see your hands pierced, your feet wounded, Your side opened. And I understand something today. Your pain was not useless. Your blood was not wasted. Your love was not silent. You were speaking mercy with every drop. Jesus, teach my soul to listen. Teach my heart to understand what heaven understands at this hour. I bring you my fears, the fears I hide from others, the fears I don't even know how to explain. I bring you my guilt, the things I regret, the things I wish I could undo. I bring you my wounds, the words that hurt me, the betrayals that marked me, the losses that still echo inside me. Jesus, I place all of this into your wounds, because your wounds are not just scars. They are doors, doors through which mercy enters. Now, Lord, touch my heart, touch the places in me that no one sees, the places where I am tired, the places where I feel empty, the places where I feel alone, even in the middle of people. Fill those spaces with your presence. Jesus, at this hour, you gave everything. So now, at this hour, I give you myself. Not just my problems, not just my prayers, but my life. Take my past and heal it. Take my present and guide it. Take my future and protect it. Jesus, if there is any darkness in me, any bitterness, any resentment, any anger, any unforgiveness, I place it at your cross. Wash me with your mercy. Let your blood fall over my heart, not as judgment, but as love. Jesus, I forgive those who hurt me, even if I still feel the pain, even if I don't understand everything yet. Because you forgave from the cross, and if you could forgive while suffering, then I want to learn to forgive while healing. Jesus, heal my mind. Calm the thoughts that don't let me rest. Silence the voices that say I'm not enough. Break the lies that try to define my identity. Remind me that I am loved. Remind me that I am chosen. Remind me that I am not forgotten. At this hour, Lord, I pray for my family, for the ones I love, for the ones I worry about. Protect them, guide them, cover them with your mercy. If any of them are far from you, draw them back with love, not fear. If any of them are suffering, touch them where no human hand can reach. Jesus, I pray for the world, for those who are lost, for those who are angry, for those who don't know you. Let the light of your cross shine in the darkest places. Let your mercy reach the hardest hearts. Now, Lord, I stay here with you, at the foot of your cross, at the hour of your sacrifice, at the center of your mercy, and I say with my soul, Jesus, I trust in you. Not because everything is easy, not because everything is perfect, but because you are faithful. And your mercy never fails. When the prayer ends, heaven does not stop working, because the 3 o'clock hour is not just a moment, it is a movement of mercy, a movement of grace, a movement of divine intervention. Saint Teresa saw that when a soul prays at this hour, something shifts in the invisible. Chains weaken, walls fall, paths open, not always in noise, not always in signs, but in decisions, in thoughts, in sudden peace. God begins to touch what you cannot reach. While you are praying, He is already acting. Some people expect miracles to look like fire from the sky. But most miracles look like a heart that no longer feels heavy, a fear that no longer controls you, a door that opens without force, a pain that no longer defines you. That is how heaven moves at 3 o'clock, slowly, deeply, powerfully, because this hour is soaked in love. The cross was not just a place of death, it was a place of exchange. Jesus took your burden, so you could receive His peace. Jesus took your guilt, so you could receive His mercy. Jesus took your fear, so you could receive His trust. And when you pray at 3 o'clock, you step into that exchange. You say with your life, Lord, I choose what you already paid for. And heaven answers, then receive. Saint Teresa saw that demons fear this hour, not because of the clock, but because of the memory of defeat. the memory of love, the memory of the cross. Darkness remembers what happened at 3 o'clock. That's why this hour is dangerous for the enemy and powerful for your soul. If you make this prayer a habit, not a ritual, not a superstition, but a relationship, your life will change in ways you won't even be able to explain. You will notice you react with more calm, you decide with more clarity, you love with more freedom, you trust with more courage, because mercy rewires the soul, and at 3 o'clock, mercy flows. So tomorrow, when the world keeps running, when people keep scrolling, when life keeps demanding, stop. Just for a few minutes, and remember the cross, remember the love, remember the sacrifice, remember the mercy, and heaven will remember you. Pausa longa, voz mais suave. Now, if this message touched your heart, if this prayer spoke to your soul, if you felt something move inside you, subscribe to this channel now. Because what we do here is not just content, it is formation, it is healing, it is awakening. Subscribe and walk with us every day in the light of mercy.